Monument's initial business objective was to establish a sustainable cash flow, and its business model was to achieve that as quickly as possible, and we have done that. So now that we have cash flowing into the company, and we have a good cash balance in our bank account, we are planning to expand the plant. And that plan expansion is presently underway. We have made public announcements, the fact that we are going to put in a new mill and adjacent circuit, and that will increase the capacity of the plant by approximately 1 million tonnes per year. That expansion will cost us approximately $8 million, and that's about 2 months of cash flow with the gold price and our production at the present. We projected to produce 40,000 ounces in our first year. We actually exceeded that by about 10% and achieved 44,000 ounces, and that was at a cash cost of $240 cash. We think that 2012 financial year, provided the gold price stays in the orders of magnitude that it is at the present, we will probably be able to have surplus cash of approximately $60 million again in that year, and that is going to add to our bank balance. At the moment, Monument is conducting an exploration program that it announced to the market. We have a budget of $3.4 million Canadian to spend in the 2011 year. We are well into that program. We haven't quite finished it to the point where we can produce a new 43101, but we are trying to do that in either the last quarter of calendar 2011 or first quarter 2012, and we expect that that will confirm our resources and will be somewhere in the range of 700,000 to 1 million ounces of gold in our inventory in all categories. That's our business objective, and we are spending our money and time to achieve that. As you know, we have announced to the market that we have entered into a binding memorandum of understanding with a vendor of the Megapure project in Malaysia. This project, we went out and actively sought such a project because we have some access to technology that will make it a very green, clean operating project, because polymetallics such as Megapure are complex and can create environmental issues. So we've surprisingly located such a project just up the road from us, so to speak, about 2 hours drive from our present project, which is very, very convenient. And of course, in country in Malaysia, where we are well connected and have an existing workforce and good connections within the country. And we're comfortable operating in the country. So where we are at the moment with that acquisition is we are going through a very detailed due diligence process. The project had a historic bankable feasibility study done on it. It was prior to the introduction of a 43101 standard, so we have to replicate all of that in due course. But we don't have the time to go right through a resource update, so we're doing confirmation drilling, confirmation metallurgy, doing all of the test work, doing all of the prudent commercial testing that we have to do on title, on financial difficulties and issues of the predecessor, so that we are as sure as we can be that it's a sound acquisition. So we don't expect to get through that until closer to the end of the year, and when we've done that and it's all a go, we will announce that to the market, that we intend to go ahead. We have not reached that stage yet, but we're working hard to get to that stage. We constantly get questions about what we will do with all of our cash, and of course that's an interesting question, and we can't give exactly the answer to that because plans must remain fluid. However, we do know that we have quite a bit of cash right now. We do know, because our warrants are in the money, that there's a very good likelihood that we will have another $70 or so million flow into the Treasury from the exercise of warrants. And of course, we'll have additional cash flow next year from production. So that all will add to our treasury and put us in a reasonably good position. Having said that, of course, we've got the cost of acquiring Megapure if we do go ahead with that. We will have to write a cheque for $50 million. We can certainly do that right now. We're just being careful about our due diligence. And once we've acquired that, should we do so, we then have the capital expenditure program to develop the project cautiously in phases so that we don't have to go and raise huge amounts of additional money. We may have to raise more money, but there are various ways to do that. So we're going to be studying that, and we are doing that presently. Our job as management is to increase the wealth of the shareholders' value in the company. So what we intend to do with that cash is to be able to invest it in other projects that will give the company a long-term sustainable flow of cash. And we certainly intend to be a dividend-paying company. That is one of the objectives of acquiring a project like Megapure, because it will have a diversified metal stream producing revenue, and it will be a long-term project. We closed the Fame Hub acquisition. That acquired for us another 32,000 acres of prospective land on top of the Salinsing and Buffalo Reef projects. We acquired with that a database of a $40,000 investment by a predecessor owner, and that was valuable to us because it will save us time in grassroots exploration. In other words, we have a fair idea where the targets are to drill and expand on that resource or develop up a resource base. We also have some increasing land position around the Salinsing mine for expansion, and we've recently closed the Mersing acquisition, which is an earn-in project in a different location in Malaysia on the east coast, and it is sitting on an east-west trend mineralised zone that is something in the order of 30 kilometres long. So we have staked that, we've applied to the government for an exploration licence on that, and we have an earn-in agreement that gives us the ability to earn 100% of that project. So we are proceeding with that, and the combination of all of that area of land is quite a significant land package for a junior company in Malaysia. We'd probably be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, land package owner in the country producing gold. We like Malaysia because, firstly, we know the country and we know our way around, and we are very, very familiar with how to operate in that country. It is very politically stable. It is a British-based legal system, a democratic elected government, and we are very comfortable with that process and with the people in the government. And of course, we know a lot of them. We've had very good cooperation from the government, both in our existing acquisitions. You'll notice that we don't have to share this with the government. Those projects are all 100% owned by Monument, or we have the right to earn 100% with the Mersing acquisition recently. We pay a fair 5% royalty to the government on gross metal produced from the refinery receipts that we get from the Perth Mint, and that's a very fair sort of arrangement. To create a two-way partnership, what we try to do is be a good corporate citizen. We make sure that we take people, young people from the local region, from the villages. We have scholarships to pay for them to go to university. We give them work experience while they're going through their degree and achieving that. And should they earn their degree and be successful, we guarantee them a job at the mine site when they come out. And we're not just producing technical mining people, we're producing all sorts of people. There's a wide range in this industry of engineering, metallurgy, geology, surveyors, and then of course on the clerical side we need storemen, we need welders, carpenters, construction engineers, a whole range of people. And so we're trying to educate those people, and so they return to the village. Then they get married, they have families, their kids come to the mine site and look for jobs, we educate them, and so it goes on. And so with long-term projects like Megapure, we can achieve that, and we can create some social stability in the region, which of course the government appreciates, because now they have a workforce that's paying tax. It helps fund the government, as we do with our royalties, so it works for everybody. So we focus on making sure that we are fitting in with the government's plan, and therefore gives us security of tenure long-term on our assets. They don't want to get involved in trying to run this mine or own this mine, as some people think they might do in other countries, because they're not miners. They're not experienced, and they don't want to mess with that. They just like the cash flow, and that's what we give them.